In this video, I'm going to be going in depth on how Sam the Stage is able to generate over $700,000 per month with a filter funnel. And in this video, we'll be going over one, how he garners attention and how he actually acquires his traffic, how he funnels his traffic, and last but not least, what systems he uses to be able to convert his traffic at a rate of $700,000 per month. So just before I get into it, if you are a coach, if you're a mentor, if you're a person with a skill, I highly recommend you stick around to the end of this video because one, you'll be able to learn how you could literally replicate this exact same funnel for your own coaching business. And two, you'll be able to really find out what types of systems he uses and how you could potentially implement them with our help potentially on the side as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So he has two channels. He has Instagram and he has YouTube, in which he basically acquires or converts customers through. Okay, so if we just start with his Instagram, very basic, there's not much going on. He's got 62,000 followers. His bio says I've made $9.8 million teaching online, 650k a month at peak, and here's how I can help you achieve similar results. He has two links in his bio, and then he has a couple highlights here. So he has IPGA2, he has IPGA1, he has course creator, and then he just has some lifestyle here. So basically what we have right here is obviously he has some lifestyle content here. As you can see, he's got very aesthetically pleasing posts as well. Like, I'll give it to him. I even sometimes look at Sam the Stage's profile to take some inspiration from the aesthetics and what type of pictures to take when I travel. And then last but not least, there's an element of credibility, not only here because IPGA is his business model, but also course creator, just story highlights showcasing results from his students and himself. And then, of course, there's also credibility because no one will be able to live this life without actually making money, right? This life doesn't come for free. Now, he also has a couple reels, literally a couple. And all these are just kind of showcasing, one, his results right here. So his, you made $71,000, $199 in the last 48 hours on autopilot selling information online. And then another reel of him just saying, like, look, I'm sitting here in Paris and I'm living my best life. And then he shows a bunch of Stripe transactions, all at, like, I think it was $597, just people paying him literally, like, he was making like 30k a day, and he was showcasing that as well. Now he also posts stories, so stories like these where it'll be like, look, there's a pending transaction of $59,000, and then on my way to Cannes, I think I said that right, or Cannes, to work with this IPGA client in person. Gonna be fun. Now what the story does is it obviously intrigues the audience. They're seeing this and they're like, wait, what the hell, like, how is he getting paid almost $60,000 for this? And then they're intrigued, they look at his profile, they see he lives the lifestyle, they're like, oh crap, I want the lifestyle like him. They start looking through his story highlights, and then that's how they get converted, right? Now he has two links in his bio right here. He has one that is coursecreator.co, which is basically an online course. It's basically a course teaching people how to create a course, okay? And then the second one is the IPGA Masterclass, which is basically a business model where you partner up with coaches and then try to scale them, try to scale their businesses online, right? So we'll get into this link in just a little while, but I want to go over to his YouTube first of all, because on his YouTube is very interesting in how he actually garners his traffic. He has top of the funnel content, he has middle of the funnel content, and he has bottom of the funnel content. So if we look at the top of the funnel content, it's like, flew to Milan to close my biggest deal ever blog. Now this is just to literally garner eyeballs, and even if we kind of just give it some proof of concept, not exactly, but as you can see from these two videos, it got the most views. So it's mostly just for catching attention, okay? Now we have this type of video, which is 1 hour of IG Reels fried my brain. Now, no one, and I mean no one, on the front face of YouTube is just going to watch this randomly, unless they know who Sam the Stage is. The only reason I watch the video is because I know who he is, and I'm wondering what his opinions are going to be on all of these Reels that are going on about. So this is middle of the funnel content. This is basically, so when people come from this type of content, they will now go over and watch this type of content. So top of the funnel is purely for attention. It's for eyeballs. Middle of the funnel content is for nurturing. This is so people get to know him, get to know how he speaks, get to know his personality, his humor. And that's what people get to know, like, and trust you as well, right? So right here, the whole purpose of these 3 different styles of content is to get people to know, like, and trust you. Because once they know, like, and trust you, they can now buy from you. And last but not least, we have bottom of the funnel content, which is something like this. This makes me 350k per month. Very bold title, there's no capital letters, nothing. And all he goes on in this video right here is, it's literally a VSL. If you don't know what VSL is, a video sales letter. He literally sits there and just sells you on his new course that he's created whilst being very authentic, straight up, bold. He's not trying to lie or twist things. He's literally being as honest and as authentic as possible. Same as this video right here is the exact same thing. He's being very, very honest, very authentic, and all he's doing is literally selling his process, so people obviously buy into it. So if we just take a look at some of these videos that we've covered right here, 1 hour of IG Reels fried my brain. Okay, now the description in this video is, in this video we discuss blah 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 blah. And then, by the way, if you want to learn more about the relatively simple and rather fun consulting business model that currently makes me well over 80k a month by only working with 7 clients, you can find a free breakdown video here, which is just a link to his landing page right here, which we'll cover in just a second. Okay, now we have, this makes me 350k per month, which is this video right here, which is the bottom of the funnel one, right? Here he has 2 links. Okay, and now if we look at one of the top of the funnel videos, which is flew to Milan, we have behind the scenes of a business trip to Milan where I closed a $140,000 IPGA client. By the way, if you want to learn more about how you can start IPGA, here's a free training. So let's just quickly take a look at different, why does he have different links in his descriptions? Well, top of the funnel content leads to a opt-in page. Okay, why? Because the audience is less warm from that video. Now, if we look at the middle of the funnel page, which is right here, he now has just a link to a page which says how I make $80,000 per month by delivering a simple and fun consulting service to a few cool clients, and how you can too. It's not rocket science. And this is a VSL funnel. Okay, so basically what he has done here, instead of having an opt-in page, which is usually the natural progression, you have an opt-in page, then a video page or a VSL page, then an application page, and usually a confirmation page. Here he just skips straight to the VSL page. Why is that? Well, the reason he's skipping straight to the VSL page is because this is middle of the funnel content. This is people that already have been following him or recently subscribed to him. This isn't the first video they're watching of him, very unlikely, in which he can convert them straight to a VSL funnel. Whereas if they came from like a flew to Milan to close my biggest deal ever, they're a bit more cold. Therefore, he wants to get their name, email, and phone number. Once he does this, he now takes them one through like a little email sequence right here. So he sent me this. Hey, test. Well, obviously, I just put my name as test. Sander here. So you completed the application. Nice, but you haven't booked your call yet. Just checking in. Is there something stopping you? No slots available that match your schedule. Tech issues? Let me know so we can help out. Here's a booking link in case you need it. And of course, pushing me to book in as well. Okay. So he collects my name, email, and phone number. And from here as well, he has a team calling me up that will try to qualify me and then get me booked in on a call. But then once I submit this information, it takes me over to the free training. And in this free training, he basically just breaks down his whole business model, shows a bunch of results, case studies on how it works, and then the rest of this is literally just for you to go over to a book a qualification course. When you click this button right here, there's one button here, there's another one down here, and there should be one here, and then there should be one more. Yep, and there's one here, right? So there's 4 of them. And then you go over to this, which is just book a free qualification call. Now, he asks you a couple of questions in here, which I've kind of broken down. So obviously, like your name, email address, phone number. Don't call this one. It's not my phone number. It'll be a random person that picks up. Where did you discover us? Age. And then what's your daily occupation? Blah, 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 blah. So he asks now, what is your goal? What is your goal for the next 6 to 12 months? What are the challenges currently holding you back? This is going to be used obviously in the sales process to close you. And then this is this DQ question, the disqualifying question. Okay, so I like how he's actually mapped this out, or how he's worded this, the language he's used, because he says, let's say it's 6 months from today. Let's say it's 6 months from today, and you have accomplished your goal of building a profitable IPGA. To make this your reality, what would you be willing to invest into starting a profitable online business and receiving world-class coaching and mentorship? This is so well worded, because for the first part, okay, right here, this whole part here, he's kind of like, okay, just envision your dream life. And then he asks you, what would you be willing to invest in order to make that happen? So he maps it out in your mind that, like, you know, you can attain this life through IPGA. But now he's like, okay, but what are you willing to put towards this? And then of course he has 3 different questions, which is 3 different options, which is 0 to 500 euros. And then he says, don't book, leave the page, because he doesn't want you to book if you have that budget. and then anything else from here, you're able to book in. And what usually happens after this is you get taken to a confirmation page, and then you'll get called up by the setter or an SDR, which is going to qualify you, make sure you're good for the call, and then also keep reminding you and keep in touch with you. Perhaps also send you some more nurturing resources over, like YouTube videos of Stand the Stage, that will qualify you and hype you up for this call. And we'll get into the closing process in just a second. Okay. Now, if we just go back to this one right here, which is the middle of the funnel one. Okay. Now, just for context, the bottom of the funnel video also funnels to the same part. So we have the IPGA masterclass, which funnels back to here anyways. Okay. And in here, it's just a straight up VSL page. Okay. We already covered the title. He has a VSL. He has one button, an undeniable amount of case studies. And this is what I found interesting, because he only has 2 buttons on the page, but then he has want more results. Watch this. And he sits there for basically 6 minutes straight, just scrolling through his Discord community, his wins channel, and just showing a bunch of wins from a bunch of people in his Discord community, which is so genius. I cannot lie, because he's not filling up the page with just only a bunch of video testimonials, and not only is he filling it up with, you know, just these like screenshots, but he's also just put a video at the bottom where he's just sitting there 6 minutes in this beautiful chalet, just going through his Discord community that he's created, obviously showing you with his own screen that this actually works and people are getting results. And once you click apply now, you then get sent to a form. Okay, now this is the filtering process, because he's now filtering you. He's going to ask you for your full name. Okay, and then he'll ask you just basically the same questions as this form right here. Very, very similar questions. They don't really differ, but then it gets to the same question. Okay, let's imagine it's 6 months from now and you successfully accomplish your goal of building a profitable and fun business that lets you live how you want. Very similar framing. Okay, this is like desire framing. I'm gonna write the full word. This is desire framing. He's framing your desire. He knows what you want. Okay, and he says, would you be willing to invest in order to receive world-class training it would take to get there? And then of course you have 3 options again. Yes, I can invest $2,000 plus. Yes, but I only have between $750 and $1,500 to invest in this. And no, and yes, but unfortunately I have less than $750 to my name. So if you choose either of these that I've underlined in green, you get taken to this page where you can book a free discovery call. You know, we're excited to talk, and then you can book in, and then from here go over to the closing process again. But if you pick yes, but unfortunately I have less than $750 to my name, you get taken to this page, which is basically a very similar looking page, which also I've realized he has very similar looking pages. Oh, I mean, all of these pages look practically the same, so you can't really tell the difference. Okay, and this is just kind of psychologically playing on you, because you don't realize that, okay, you got taken to a different page right here, but you will anyways. You just won't think twice. Now, in this title, he says, you might not be ready for the IPGA Masterclass just yet, but don't worry, I've got something amazing for you. Watch the video below to understand how you can get started for only 10% off the price of IPGA Masterclass. And now he has a free 3.5-minute VSL, and then has a button that's saying, save 90% by joining Launchpad today. And then he has a bunch of results again, obviously showing his Stripe screenshots. Then Launchpad has everything you need to get started. So this is more of a sales page now, okay? This is not a landing page. This is not a VSL page. This is a sales page. And he's showing you what you get inside. So 30+ hours, step-by-step video training, standards IPGA systems and templates, access to a global community, and then the perfect place to start. And that's the best opportunity. Now he does the offer breakdown, okay? So here's what you get access to. 10+ hours of step-by-step video training, which I think you should change this to 30+ hours. I don't know why that's different. And then, of course, he just breaks all the other benefits down that you get inside of this, and you get started for only $297 today. Okay, now he's in the button. It says join Launchpad, and now for only $297, save 90%. And then he has a FAQ, which when you click any of those buttons, you get taken to this page, which has a little case study right here. First, IPGA client closed, 4.5K setup fee, 45% profit share, which is actually fucking huge. Damn. But what I was thinking is, the only reason that is there is because, okay, this is only $297. So why would you not invest $297 for like a 15x ROI? You know, that's why that's also up there. And of course, you just type in your details, and then that's what you buy. And this is obviously just a low ticket. So he's trying to make the most of the broke leads, funneling them down to start something, to funneling them down to something that's passive for him and that they could afford. So he's making the most of his audience because he realizes there are a lot of young people watching his stuff as well. Now, let's just get down to the closing process. So if you book in a call, otherwise through the free discovery call right here, or you book in a call through the free qualification call, you get taken to here. In the meantime, you'll probably get called up by an SDR or the closer themselves. That will obviously, first, you obviously get the call booked, okay? So the call has been booked. Then you get nurtured, and then you get put on the sales call, which then you get closed. But they will nurture you, they'll show you content, they will make sure you're actually qualified before you hop on that call. And then comes the closing process, okay? The closer contacts the prospect. As I said, it's always the SDR, the closer. Then the prospect hops on a call. The sales call gets taken. They're already hella warm because they've been touched on. That sounds very weird. They've been interacted with on a bunch of different touch points. They obviously have his YouTube videos, different styles of content. He has his Instagram page with his Instagram stories. So that's free so far. He obviously has these landing pages, which isn't really a touching point. Then he has his email list as well, which is 4, I believe, if I can count properly. So he has many different touching points, which is also the 7-11-4 rule. If you don't know what the 7-11-4 rule is, let me show you. It's basically a Google research study that in order for a customer to make a purchase, they need to be engaged with your brand for 7 hours across 7 different touch points and interact with you across 4 different platforms. And that's basically how it works. Now, one thing I forgot to go over is his course creator program. Now, the only reason I didn't actually put this landing page into the chart is because this is a very, very long landing page. And there's nothing much to cover. It's pretty much a very, very simple sales page that you can go into yourself and have a look over all of this. And it's 100% money back guarantee. If you go through the course, you don't feel it's worth every penny, just email us within 14 days and we'll refund you in full. No hoops, no hard feelings. We're here to help, not hustle. And then not to hustle. And then once you click this button, you just get taken to a checkout page, which is also $295. So there's multiple different offers here. But of course, once the deal gets closed, of course, it's anywhere from 3 to 5K. The contract gets signed. I don't know if he actually signs an agreement. I'm just guessing. And then he has an onboarding process. And of course, they have everything to track the leads. Now, the biggest secret to all of this is that a lot of coaches don't track, okay? And the biggest secret to getting to those 20, 30, 40, even 50K, even 100K months is if you're not tracking, you don't know how much money you're making, which is why I've actually put this in here. Because we track everything from the unqualified no-show, rescheduled, no close, closed. We track all of the unqualified no-show, reschedule, and closing rates, okay? Total calls, total cash collected, total PIFs. This is the exact tracker that I give to my clients. We track everything from January all the way to December, and then we have a yearly overview as well. We track the dates, names, channels, how much we pitched them, whether we closed them or not, how much we actually closed them for versus how much we pitched them. Was it a paid in full? Recording link, we track emotions, notes, contact info, so on and so forth. This is the exact tracker I give to my clients as well. But what's really, really cool about this whole funnel is that he is filtering pretty much in every way possible. Of course, in his content, he's got middle of the funnel, top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel content. And then he has one, so if it's middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel content, he'll get them straight into a VSL funnel, okay? So he knows people don't need to opt in. He doesn't need that opt-in. He's already converted them through his content, okay? But if he's got them from a top of the funnel video, which is primarily aimed for attention, he gets them into the opt-in page first. Then he collects their details, and then he takes them to a VSL page where obviously he just retargets them with the emails and a appointment setter as well. And then of course, he has 2 different booking pages. This is a discovery call, and this is a qualification call. So these are 2 different pages. They disqualify at this point. They have multiple ways to disqualify, and of course another one being right here as well, for them to save as much time as possible and to only have qualified people booking in these calls and paying them money. And that's basically how Sander Stage's entire 700K per month filter funnel works. Now, if you're a coach, if you're a mentor, you want to get to 100K per month plus, I have a link in the description where you can book in for a free audit call with me. No hard pitch. I literally just go through your funnel, see if there's anything I would particularly tweak, and see whether me and my team could potentially even help you implement these exact same systems as well, completely done for you basis. So I'll leave a link in the description where you can check that out. But other than that, I thank you for watching till the end of the video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.